Welcome back. In this video, we'll start to model the submarine. So we're going to do a few things here to begin with. First off, you should have the image downloaded or on the drive there. And so mine's just placed on the desktop. So I'm just going to grab the background image. And the background image is a side view of the submarine. And it's very important that you have what's called sort of this flat view, okay? Trying to model from a perspective view. If you're really good at it, sure, go ahead. But especially at the start, and most professionals will require, different views, usually the side, top, maybe a front and back view, maybe even bottom, depending on the thing you're modeling, so that they can model it. And they need to be flat views, so taken right from the side or right from the top, not at an angle. So I'm just going to bring in this submarine here. So I'm just going to make Blender a little smaller. Okay, you'll see my desktop here. Oops, my mouse is being, and there it is there. And I'm just going to drag it in. And it's that easy. Oh, you said it was easy, Mr. Fleming, but nothing's showing up. That's true. And the reason is because we're in a perspective view. So this is going to let me just talk about the views here for a minute. Now, this is where your number pad, so the sort of that calculator style bit of keys on the right side of your keyboard becomes very important in Blender. And what it allows you to do is to get the different views. So first I'm going to talk a little bit about where it says here persp. So persp stands for perspective. And what that indicates is that whatever is closer to the camera or wherever you're viewing from appears larger. Anything further away appears smaller. So just like in real life. Now, if I press 5 on the number pad, okay, not 5 on the numbers at the top, but 5 on the number pad, you can see that it does something kind of strange. So all these boxes here on the grid are now the same size. And this is what's called orthographic, or sort of sometimes called the flat view. And so what's happened is the computer is no longer giving you a sense of depth. It's like you've lost your depth perception. Everything, if something's closer to you or further away, they're still the same size. And so let me just sort of contrast this. If you look at this cube a little closer, and I press Z here, so we can sort of see they're sort of receding into the distance here, okay? If I go into the orthographic view, kind of looks a bit strange because now we've lost that sense of perspective. Okay, so it gives you a bit of a different view. Now, if you press 1 on the keyboard, okay, it gives you this front perspective view. So this will be even more dramatic here because these ones in the back are further away. They appear smaller, okay, and those lines sort of recess and sort of pull in to give you that perspective, okay? And really, it's just the computer sort of showing you the perspective. Obviously, your screen is just 2D. Now, whoops, okay, so that I saw you the submarine there. Now that's what happens when I go into orthographic view. So ignore the submarine there for a second, but you can see now that both the front square and the back square are showing up as the same size, and that's the orthographic view. Now, the submarine also appeared. Notice with the perspective view it doesn't, and with the orthographic or flat view it does. And that's because, like I was saying, you want to have a flat view of the submarine, and so that we're going to be able to model this. Okay. Now, just to do a few other things. So 1, like I said, is the front view. If you press 3, it goes to the right view. And 7, it's the top view. Okay, so 1, 3, 7 are sort of your numbers. Now there is a 0 key, and that the 0 sets up your camera perspective. Okay, so this is what the camera is viewing. We'll get to that later on. Now, you might ask, what about the back? Well, what you have to do for the back is hit Control 1. Okay, so front is 1, Control 1 is back. 7 is top, Control 7 is bottom. And last but not least, 3 is right, Control 3 is left. Now you can also rotate around using the 4 and 6, and then 8, and 2. I don't usually use those too often, but you can do that. All right. So now we've got a little bit about the idea of changing your viewpoint. We're going to go into the left view. So I'm going to press Control 3. And I'm also going to open up this menu here again. Okay. And so we're going to come down here. Now there's lots of stuff. Okay. So sometimes it's a little hard to find things. And hopefully with this video, you can sort of figure out where we're going here. Down here, I've got my background images. Okay. And so that's the little arrow. I can click on it to give me more information. So down here, we've got our image, okay, and it says where it's referenced from, our yellow submarine, okay. I've had some students lose their yellow submarine before because they've moved the file or whatever. So just make sure if you need to find it again, you just need to relocate it, okay. We can reduce the opacity, so you know from Photoshop that opacity is how strong that image is. And you can either type in a number there, or you should be able to grab the bar as well. There we go. And just reduce it a bit. So I might reduce it a bit just because it's a bit strong. We don't need to see too much of it. We just really need the outline of the hull. We're not even really going to do up here, but that's okay. The other thing we're going to do is just make it a little bit bigger. So I'm going to click on the size and just set it to 7. So it's just a bit bigger for us to work. It doesn't really matter, but I just want to show you that you can change the size there. One other thing that we're going to do is, because if I go to any view, the submarine shows up. It doesn't make sense, because this is not a top view. This is not a front view. This is really sort of viewing towards the left here. So that's why we've set it to left. Okay. And so what I'm going to do here is, instead of allowing this image to show up on all axes, I can click on all views here, and I'm going to set it to just the left. So now this just shows up in the left. If I press 7, so to view the top one, it's no longer there. Oops. Okay, that's what we want there. Okay, good. So let's actually start doing some modeling here. So I'm just going to delete that cube. Because we're not going to model it from a cube. What we're going to do is basically model it from a circle. Okay, and then what we're going to do is stretch that circle out by using something called extrude. All right, and so first thing that we'll do is we'll bring in a circle object, and to do that, we saw that before when we brought in the monkey, is down here, and we can add. Okay, so we can add here, and we're going to add excuse me, a circle. Okay. So the circle is up here. Now we're going to make a couple changes before we get started with the modeling. One is down in here. There's the number of vertices that make up that circle. So at the moment it says 33. We're going to change that. I think you should have said 32 there. We're going to change it to 20. And it just reduces the number of vertices we're working with here. And so if I, now some of you might say, well, Mr. Fleming, that doesn't look like much of a circle. And you're right, but if you go into a different view, you can see it's actually just a circle viewed from the side. And so when you're viewing it from that left view, if I can, I'm just going to bring it over here. You're viewing it from the side, so you're really just seeing the diameter of that circle. All right. Now, what we need to do is basically rotate it 90 degrees so that it's going to form the circle, sort of the hull. It's like a can, and then we're just going to pull it along. So what I'm going to do is just rotate this 90 degrees, and now you might say, well, what axis do you want to rotate it around? Okay, now the Y is going this way, the Z is going up. So what I want to do is actually into the screen is the X axis. So I'm just going to come over here and press 90. Whoops, get rid of that D there. And now it's straight up. Okay, so now you can see, okay, that we're sort of got that circle in the right orientation. All right, now the next thing we're going to do is try to get the same size as this part here. So what I'm going to do is press S, and S does the scaling. Okay, now it's a little bit, you can see it's scaling from the middle, so this is a little bit too high there and a little bit too low there. that'll be okay, because what we can do is move it after. So I'm going to do roughly there, and then I'm just going to drag it down. And don't worry if it's exact, it just needs to be roughly the same. Now, mine is right here, that's fine. It doesn't matter where you sort of start here. Okay, so now we have to do some modeling here. We'll just start the first step, and then we'll go into the next video and just sort of work on it a bit more. Now this gets a little bit tricky at the start, but once you do it a few times, you'll sort of get the hang of this. So we can't really do anything more in object mode. So I'm going to press Tab, or come down here and change it into edit mode. And now you can see the vertices. All right, and we've got 20 vertices. Now, all of them are selected at the moment. If I press A, none of them are selected. So when they're black, they're not selected. Press A again, they're all selected. Okay, now I'm going to press E. And E stands for extrude. And if you look up at the top, I don't want to move my cursor there, but look up where it says the verts. Now it says 20 out of 40. We've doubled our vertices. And the reason we have is, as I stretch this out, I'm just moving my mouse, we've got 20 more vertices making up that circle. And I'm just going to stretch it to the end here, right to sort of where it starts to go down. Okay, and just sort of left click, and that releases them. So I'm just going to show you now. We've sort of got that beginning of the sub. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to extrude it again. Now this time it's way too big, because I'm going to move it basically down to where the hull starts to get to the bottom. So how am I going to make it smaller? Well, I just use the scale tool. So I'll press S, scale it in. And again, it's just, you got to get it roughly. So I'm going to go a little small there, and then just press G. And there we go. Now you might say, well, I can't really see the submarine. Well, remember how we talked about how you can change it into wireframe? So come to wireframe, and now we can see a little bit better what we're doing. I'm going to do this again. E. Drag it out. Maybe I'll come to this point here. A little bit too big. Press S. Scale it down. Maybe grab it up a little bit. Maybe just scale it out a little bit. So pressing S to scale, G to grab. Okay, and now you can see we're starting to make the submarine. So it's pretty cool. Okay, now I'm going to end this video here. And when we come back, we'll sort of finish up this side, finish up the back side, and I'll show you a few other sort of pointers as we go. All right?